How about drums? An instrument everybody loves. Let's get down to the beat, to the beat.
Hanging with Nate the drummer.
Hanging with Nate the drummer.
Hey everybody. Hello, welcome to another episode of Hanging with Nate the drummer. Today we're talking to Gray. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you, man?
Good. Gray's from Charlatan. If you guys don't know, you're gonna know. Isn't that right? Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully we get somebody to listen or watch this.
Yeah.
So how you doing, man? It's good to see you. Good to meet you.
Yeah, man. I'm doing great. Well, right now I'm doing great.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself, where you grew up,
Okay.
a little backstory.
So I grew up in a town called Aurora, Utah. It's right in the middle of Utah. I mean, when I graduated high school, there was, I think the census was like 1,300 people in the town.
Wow.
Just tiny Mormon town. And, I couldn't wait to get out, and now I would love nothing more than just to go back and just that small town life. It was fun. We used to go up in the mountains and just drink. And that was basically my childhood. Then Heath and I started the band when I was 15, and
wow.
Then when I was 17, I graduated, and we moved up to Salt Lake and was like, hey man, let's try this out. And we've been trying it out forever.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't you guys don't have a big following? It seems like you got some decent following.
We do have a decent following. That's partially trying to be humble. I honestly too. Well, I mean, we don't have a huge following at all, really.
Right.
But I don't know. When we signed to the record label that we did back in, I think it was 2017, I immediately got big-headed and like way too big for our body of work. And I don't know. It was like I immediately knew it too. So I try to just be like, hey, stop, slow down, be cool,
It's got to be tough being a lead singer, because you're the front man and everybody's like watching you, and it's hard to not get caught up in that. I think so. It's cool.
Yeah,
cool that you could get out of yourself and go, "Hey, man, calm down."
Right, and I think it stems partially from coming from a small town to where it's like nothing like this has ever happened, and then also it's like I think so much of our music, and so. So when people are like, hey man, this is cool. I was like, I fucking know, man. Oh, sorry. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. I saw you on TikTok.
Oh, nice.
And one of the things you said was about getting cliche, people telling you sound like this or that. So I was like, okay, I can't say that.
No, that's all right. That's mainly just, all TikTok for me is just a joke, and hopefully, we got one fan off of it, so that works for me. You know what I mean? Like one person that actually cares. So I don't know. Yeah,
it's funny the way the way I found you guys was totally by happenstance. There's this website called Band Mix where you can basically, if somebody wants you to start a band or they're looking for a musician, to go on and. So I was looking up this band called the Sick Nasty, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
I went on YouTube to see if they had anything and scrolled down, and the Sick Nasty popped up, the video for you guys. And I was like, okay, what's this? And dude, I was hooked. I was like, holy shit, I like this.
Right on, dude.
I really appreciate the video because I have a multimedia design background. Like I said, I'm too damn creative for my own good. But the simplicity of your video, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, because I didn't know anything about you guys. So I'm like, okay, he's the singer. Oh shit. No, he's the, wait, they're switching up. Who's doing what?
Yeah, that's cool that you
But-
like that because it was
Yeah, man.
very intentional, man.
And I thought so, but it was cool how.
Actually,
You
two
all
of those
pulled it
people
off.
aren't even in. Sorry,
No, you're good. Good.
I was gonna say two of those people aren't even in the band.
Oh,
They were just
really?
fill-ins for the video. Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah,
So they actually did nothing. They just
Right.
got in.
uh-huh,
Movie magic, right?
right.
How's that work afterwards? You're like, all right, thanks, guys. See you later.
No, I mean they're homies from another band. Our
Okay.
keyboard player's band. They're called Dethrone the Sovereign, and they're wicked. If you like progressive metal or anything in that vein, just like heavy, like dope metal that's just like, how could anyone play this? Check out those guys. They're
All right.
awesome. Dethrone the Sovereign.
Dethrone the Sovereign.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like about this. One of the reasons I started it, I'm a drummer, so I've been doing it for years, and I'm always excited about new music,
Yeah.
There's so much out there, especially with YouTube and Google and everything. And, so it's cool to kind of still be excited about music.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And one of the things that got me with you guys is that you have tinges of different sounds or different people, but you can't really pin down what you are,
Right.
it's just
Scrap
which
metal,
is hard.
baby.
Yeah, it's like scrap metal. I like that.
Yeah.
Because you're like, fuck you. We don't need a genre. We are what we are,
Yeah, nah, I'm not about that, man. The reason we even call it scrap metal even is because I grew up what I thought was a metalhead in that small town. So I'm listening to like Bullet for My Valentine and like Slipknot and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get into the metal scene in like your big city area, and all the people are like, that's not fucking metal. I'm like, fuck you, man. And then the thing that did it for me is I had a buddy, he goes, yeah, dude, Alice in Chains is metal. I was like, dude, I've always thought the same thing.
Really?
I think that Grind by Alice in Chains is one of the heaviest songs ever. I think Facelift is more metal, at least in attitude, than anything that's metal nowadays. I mean, not anything, but like anything I consider like heavy. And so we called ourselves scrap metal to like just piss off metalheads because I am one and because
That's funny. Yeah, I appreciate the punk rock attitude. But you seem so chill for somebody who sings the way you do. Where's that come from? Where did you just release that demon and it goes, or?
Yeah, man. Honestly, man, that's it. It just even the reason I got into metal, well, not the reason I got into metal, but the reason why it like meant so much to me in like high school is like, dude, I don't know, man. This is something too. It's like I'm an oversharer, I guess, but like, I used to carry a gun around in my truck in high school. I just like, I could have been that school shooter if it wasn't for like metal and the release of like music and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to fucking kill people, and so it's just like, I get all my energy out in music. I mean, people are like, yeah, music saved my life. I don't know, like, it gave me something to do.
Yeah. And that's sometimes all you need,
Yeah.
It's like, I got this gun, I could go do something and get my rage out that way. And honestly, that's why I play drums. I realize it now. Like, I always thought I was like a peaceful guy, but you get older and like that fuse gets shorter and shorter. And I find that if I don't like drum every now and then, just kind of get it out, that's how you know you're a musician, if you have to do it,
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's a necessity, especially with this new album. I mean, that's really what this whole new album is all about. Cause like we gave up on each other, like we were sick of them. We were sick of just, I would say, music. Like we thought we were sick of each other, and we were like sick of music and what we were doing. And we were just really sick of ourselves. And
really,
and so like this next EP is called Kill, and I mean it's very I don't know, therapeutic. It's like it started off in I think like mid 2018 with the idea of like this next cycle of music, right? We were going to call it like Kill Yourself and stuff like that. And it was all about like becoming like a better person. And the more like, the longer it's been, it's like, man, this is really just like becoming almost literal, you know. It's fuck it, this. It's not even that the music has to work for anybody, but it's like I need to make the music. I need to write these words down, or else I'm going to do something about it. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Maybe that's not the right thing to say on a podcast, but it's true.
No, man. I mean, I'm all about honesty. You know, and I look back at like Chester Bennington, you know, you listen to Linkin Park songs now, you're like, he's been telling us for years he was going to do what he did. You know, like good music, but he's been crying out for help, you know?
Right.
So I'm here for you, man. If you need help, I'm here.
No, music's helping.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Cause I reading, I read the lyrics to Sippy Cup. I was like,
that's a cover, by the way.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
By Melanie Martinez is who originally sang it.
Wow. That does not seem like a Melanie Martinez song.
Yeah. And
wow.
Actually, my wife was the one that showed me that song. She's like, you guys need to cover this because our producer wanted us to do a cover and like the band wanted to do a cover. And I was like, well, I'm not going to do it unless it's dope. And then I heard that song. I was like, okay, this is something that I might write down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I kind of got the vibe that you did, so it worked.
Yeah. Cool. I'm glad.
Yeah. Because I'm reading it. I'm like, where does this come from? You know, and the syrup is still syrup in a sippy cup. You know, it's a crazy thought. You know, and even a lot of your songs, you know, have such a crazy thought behind them. You know what I mean? And so, what's your writing process? How do you get it out?
So with lyrics, because I can only speak for myself, really. I'm constantly, I mean, I got like 10 to 15 at least entries in a day of just like, maybe it's a cool line that I heard. Maybe it's something that I thought because of something said or like because of what happened. I'm just constantly putting something into my notes. But then the process of the band is they'll come in with a song or like we'll go and we'll try and figure it out together. We're actually like a really like together machine. So we'll go into the studio and write in the studio. But that's also not completely true because like there's a lot of times with like Bone Dance. Bone Dance happened because Heath was like, hey man, I'm thinking of a song and I think Bone Dance is a cool name for a song. And he starts playing this dan to dan to dan to dan to dan to dan to dan. And so we just jam that out. But like with other songs like let's say The Sick Nasty, okay? I had some of those lyrics written down already, but then they come in and they played a song and like recorded it, and I come in and I write the lyrics to the word or to the song. And some may be the ones that I have in my phone, and then some new, depending on like what the song's doing. Or there's other times with like, Cunt Destroyer. I wrote that with Quinn Allman. That one in Raygun and part of China with Quinn Allman from The Used, because we were just writing music together. And then he started the project Veda Wave with his wife. And I was like, hey, man, if you're not going to use those songs, can I use them? And so my band rewrote the instruments to fit more of our sound. And then I just used the same lyrics. So, yeah.
That's crazy. And see, this is a lot of people don't realize what goes into all that, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to do this, so that somebody that can hear your songs go, oh, wow, he didn't just blah, 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 you know? There's a whole process to it, you know?
Right. Yeah. No, like Raygun. We wrote Raygun, or when I wrote that, the lines with Quinn, it all started from, we were like having this conversation, and he said, yeah, write some lyrics to this. That would be Noish. And he spelled it Quinoich. And so I read it as Quinoche. And so then I wrote this song about Quinn being Quinn Yoche and like having this like transgender Star Wars love triangle, like space battle. And that's what turned out to be Raygun. So that Quinn Yoche Raygun, the master of the laser erotic scum, that's all about him.
That's funny. Does he know that? I take it he knows that.
I think he knows. If he doesn't, it's just because he forgot.
I don't know if I have a bad signal, but it's getting a little glitchy.
Is it? Let me see what mine's like.
It's so hard to tell. And I'm in the sticks. I'm in the boonies, so.
Oh, okay.
Mine
says that I'm solid, but if you need me to move around or anything, I'm just in my garage so I can smoke.
Yeah, no, I get it. You should be good. So what makes you guys put so much effort into your music videos? It's like a dying art, you know?
We've always been influenced by, well, I mean, like we're from the MTV era.
Me too.
You know what I mean?
Me too.
And so like music videos were huge. That's how we heard about a lot of, I mean, System of a Down, my favorite band, was because like watching MTV. I'm in one room, my dad's in the other, and we both were like, dude, are you checking this out? And it was Chop Suey, you know? And they're my favorite. They've been my favorite band ever since that day, you know? And then like, even like, you know, the Used, I saw those guys on like VH1 or Fuse or something, you know? And when we came up to Salt Lake, that was 2011. And we hadn't recorded anything by then, but like that was the main way that you got people to pay attention, because even if your music sucked, you had a video to give something. You had something to give to somebody. And MySpace kind of was like on the wayside, and Facebook was hitting, and they wanted to start pushing videos. And we just kind of noticed this trend. And so that's like why it comes to the push of to make people see it. But really it's because I write songs as just words and then that's why I'm not really that good of a singer. I'm just like I'm like a voice actor, you know, for the songs. But it's to me, it's just like, I don't know, every song has so much of me into it that I want to try and give people something substantial. You know, I want it to be an experience. Every song even with our live shows, I want it to be like every song to be something that somebody can take away. I want every song to be somebody's favorite song. You know,
that's cool.
I want it to mean something to whoever needs it, because I wrote it for me because I needed it. And I don't think I'm special. I think that there are these people out there that think like I do, because I don't think I'm special. I think I'm pretty stupid, and so if these kids can, or adults, or, you know, whoever can find something in it and, you know, like apply it to their own lives, then like, hey man, fuck yeah. So, I mean, it's really just like, get it out in every way that you can.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. You know, I wish more. That was my big thing. I'm a designer, so like when MP3s came out, yeah, it's convenient as hell, but it turned music into air. You know, like, here's that song. So, and it took away the art. You know. Yeah,
we don't have big
I always
albums.
wanted to design an album. Yeah.
Right. Yes, exactly.
That's weird.
Yeah, we don't have that leaflet anymore, even. You know what I mean? It's so, I mean, just trying to create some kind of like, I will say this about my band is we do try to make everything that we do art. I don't know if we land or if we hit it every time, but we do try and have like, the whole aspect of it is like, how do we put our soul into it? You know, whether it's the image or the, and by image, I mean like the image you look at while listening to the song, or the video, or and with the music. You know, it's like, just make it important. Just do something big. That's all that we really want to do, is just something big.
Who influenced your vocal style, or did it just happen?
System of a Down for sure.
Mm.
I think that it happened with every band I've ever heard, because like
Yeah.
when I would sing along to the radio, I would just sit there and try and copy their voice style, you know? So
Yeah,
like if I'm listening to
too.
Incubus, yeah, exactly. If I'm listening to
Yeah.
Incubus, I'm trying to sound like him. You know, if I'm
Mhm.
listening to Faith No More, Faith No More is a big one, by the way.
Mhm.
I'm trying to sound like him when I do it. And I think that we have an original sound because I go into the studio and try and lay down vocals, and I just do a bad impression of those people, and it sounds original.
No, I get it. Like there's little parts that, like every now, I forget what song it was, but I heard a little Jonathan Davis from Korn, like old school
Oh yeah,
Korn.
yeah,
You know, like you know, you get that like
yeah. Korn was huge
Yep.
to me as a kid, man.
Yeah, me too. Like, yeah, you said System of a Down. I remember, speaking of his vocal style, the first one I heard was Spiders. You know,
yeah.
and just the way because at first I remember hearing it the first time, I'm like, what the hell is this? This guy, how is that a singer? Like, you know.
Mhm.
Then you start to realize like the sweetness and the difference of it, you know,
Right.
and the balls it takes to just put your voice out there. You know, I think of, you know, because there's been multiple times where I wanted to be a lead singer. I've always been a
Mhm.
drummer, but I
Right.
remember auditioning one time and singing like Stone Temple Pilots, and I did what you said, like mimic them. I've always been a
Yes.
good, you know, impressionist basically, but I'm like, I can't
Right.
really sing, but I could, you know, I'll sing Cracker Man or whatever, you know.
Right.
But then, yeah, I'll never forget this, because as soon as the band was like, yeah, man, you're good. There was this one guitarist who looked like the lead singer from Goo Goo Dolls. You know who he is? You know, the like
Mhm. Yeah.
blonde, you know, cliche as hell.
Absolutely. Straightened hair.
this-
It's all waxed.
Yeah.
and-
This
Yeah.
guy was like, I don't want to be in the band if he's going to be the lead singer, you know, because I'm a chubby guy. I didn't fit
Mhm.
the persona, you know.
Yeah.
But I could have brought stage presence to it. I could, you know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah, of course.
I could have done it, but the one thing, so they all ditched me after that. I'm like, guess I'm not being a lead singer. Okay.
Damn, man.
But yeah, back to drumming.
Right.
But no, there's that one tryout, realizing how hard it is to actually be a vocal, like doing covers, especially. I think maybe if you're doing your originals, but
Mhm.
like knowing the starts and stops, and you're listening to the band when they, you know, and I'm like,
Mhm.
when does the song come in? I never really thought about it because you're always listening to shit. You're like,
Right.
oh
Yeah.
shit, it comes in now. Okay.
Oh shit. No.
You know,
Dude, I
Yeah.
do that. Honestly, I do that with our band. Like live,
really?
I'll be like, oh fuck, this is me.
That's funny. I'm glad it's
Yeah.
not just me then. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
dude.
kudos, man, to like put your shit out there, you know, and just balls to the wall, you know.
Yeah, thank you. I enjoy it a lot, too much probably. I put too much into it, I think. I don't know. Like I sit there and I'll write lyrics, and some of our lyrics are pretty racy, you know. And
Yeah.
like I have to defend my lyrics like 10 ways before I can even be like, yeah, these are the lyrics to the song. You know, I
Yeah.
know exactly what I meant, and it is like the truth before I commit it to the song. In fact, I'm for this next like EP thing that we're doing, I'm rewriting the first song on it just because it's like, man, I think that I mean something different now. So I have to change it because I don't want to give somebody a subpar thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's just crazy what goes into it, you know.
Mhm.
And it is hard, especially nowadays, to do anything dirty, to do anything, you know.
Right.
We're all getting canceled. All the good creative. God, could you imagine if George Carlin or Eddie Murphy was, you know what I mean? Like, what would happen to them now? You know,
Yeah.
they'd be like, "Fuck
No,
you, cancel me. I don't care."
And honestly, that's where I'm at. I care less about like the whole canceling thing than I do
It's just
about
stupid.
like, is it true? Is what I'm saying true? You know, like if you listen to Bundle of Queers or if you read the lyrics, you know, if you just listen, it could sound like total hate speech. But guess what? My fucking guitar player is gay. So, I mean, suck
you're
it.
good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. He said it's okay. Damn it.
Well, and back then he wasn't gay, but I sat there and he was the, you know, him and my drummer were big on like, okay, are you sure you want to say this? And I was like, yes. And so then we would have, I mean, we talked about that song for about 6 months before I actually said, okay, I think that I'm fine to say this. You know, like I can shut you down in the conversation of like what I mean. Because it's mainly like, are you trying to be hateful? And it's like, no. This all stemmed from a conversation back when, you know, at the time it was like gay rights were on the market and then they were off and then they were on and then they were off, you know, as far as the legal system's concerned. And it was pissing me off because I'm watching my gay friends and this community that it came from that's very Mormon, and they're sitting there like trying to like battle over this bullshit. I'm like, this is dumb. And that's where that whole line of like, I'm sitting on fences looking at things I did not build, but the scenery is lovely. And it's just, I'm watching these people battle over with the same argument of how dare you, you know? And I think that the song is very even killed. And I did my best of trying to figure out how you could even feel so strongly against people, you know?
Yeah.
That's what the whole song's about. And I don't know.
Yeah, it's humanity. Our humanity is so, we make things so damn difficult. You know, we're never going to have utopia because no one leaves anyone alone. Like, you know, Bob Marley said, till the color of our skin is no important than the color of our eyes, there be war.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and it's true. It's like, and it makes you think, like we put so much importance on color and race and whatever, but yet you don't give a shit what color my eyes are. You know, like, why not? Like, color, it's just bizarre to me. And same with gay, like, let people be people, you know?
Yeah, right. I'm with you there, man. I don't know. I guess I'm maybe at a fault. I'm just too focused on myself, you know, like the black thing, the gender thing, the sexuality thing. Like, I don't give a fuck, you know, like, do what you're going to do. I'm doing me. All I want to do is me. So why would I stop you from doing you? You know, as long as no one's hurting anybody, who gives a damn?
Exactly. Yeah. That's what it should be. You know, it's like, how many of us have to say that? There's a lot of people feel that way, but then there's that other half that doesn't. And,
right.
You know, just everything. We make things so damn difficult.
I'm just about individuals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about individuals, and like even within those communities, you know, like even the white community, I don't care about white people, you know. Exactly. I care about like cool people and assholes. That's all I care about, man. Fuck. Who gives a shit? You know,
assholes
do something.
Are in every color.
Do something cool. Write a song. Paint a picture. You know, raise a kid. Do something. Do something rad. Who gives a shit about what those like off-brand communities where you're just like, you know, indispensable or like disposable, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, and I get that people need community too. I just, I wish to see a day where people would find community in like the things they're interested in or their talents or, you know, something that is all about look at what we built instead of like, look at what I'm a part of, you know? I like creation. I like seeing things be done. You know, I don't like the audience, man.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't. I mean, I like the audience that wants to be inspired, but I don't like the audience for the sake of the audience, just sitting there on the sidelines and going, hey, my team, your team. I don't care about that. I want people that go, that's cool. I want to do something because of that.
So I have to ask, what made you guys charlatans? Like in your eyes, why charlatans?
So that's funny. It came from, I was in seminary class for the LDS church or whatever. It was like a little off period class in high school. And my seminary teacher, he goes, either Joseph Smith was one of the greatest people to walk the earth, or else he was the biggest charlatan on the planet. And I was just like, charlatan. I ran to algebra the next class where Heath was in. I was like, here's our fucking band name, dude. And no, I think I am a charlatan.
That's great.
I think I claim to have knowledge that I don't really have, But the thing that I would say that it's kind of like, you got to identify yourself as like bad in order to even know what good is. And less than that, it's more like you have to understand greatness before those things even matter, good or bad, in my opinion. As far as I see how the world works, it's that. And so maybe even that sentence is what makes me a charlatan.
Yeah, and I think we all feel that way, but everybody is ignorant, because nobody knows it all, even though a lot of people like to think they do.
Right.
So we're all kind of charlatans in our own right. I went to Catholic school, so the hypocrisy of it all, of religion, of everything that these good people that we always find out are then bad people, It's like,
or
what the hell are you
this?
preaching?
How about this? How about like even those messages? Some of the messages are really good, but it's coming from shit people, man. It's coming from charlatans. And so then now you distrust the information. And it's like, man, maybe don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Maybe take the good from it and realize that people are fallible and you can do better.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I think that that's really the big ethos of what charlatan is knowing that we don't know it all, but I'm going to take the shit that I know, I'm going to put it out there, and it's going to be ugly and it's going to be dirty. And a lot of people, most people aren't going to like it, not because it's like edgy or whatever, but because it's like, there's certain books that are on the table of like the chopping block right now. And it's like, man, I don't know. Maybe you should read the book. Maybe you should, because it's, there's a lot of shit in there that you could use. Go ahead.
Good. No, you're good. Good.
I like had a Twitter, not argument, but it was like amongst friends, and they're just being like, it was something about like, damn it. It's the dude who did Grapes of Wrath and Of Mice and Men, Steinbeck. And they're like, oh, Steinbeck's lame. You should read somebody else. It's like, how about read everything you can, man? Who gives a shit if it's lame or whatever? There's knowledge in those books. That's why they're good books. That's why people like those books.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember being a teenager and questioning the Bible, because you're like, this is a book. It's a book. It's a book.
Right.
So it's that same kind of song. Yeah. Who wrote it? Oh, a couple guys, they shared it. That could, fiction's always existed. That could be fiction, but that's a whole different story.
Well, how about this? A lot of philosophy comes from fiction, or a lot of philosophy is written in a fictional story. Just because it's fiction doesn't mean it's wrong. And I can't stand these people that don't appreciate the wisdom in these things because of the way they're presented. And I will say too, that's really why you ask about the music videos and stuff like that. It's like, I'm very focused on how everything is presented, because I want you to know that there's thought put into it. It's not just some little fairy tale. It's a fairy tale, and there's a lot of truth to it. And I don't know. And it's gross,
Yeah, a lot of honesty isn't always clean, you know. There's a lot of dirt in honesty and being truthful. You know, everybody's like, honesty is the best policy. Not always, you know. You know, does
See,
this
I
skirt make me
disagree
look
with
fat? Does this skirt make me look fat?
Right.
No.
See, I think honesty is the best policy at all times. I just think that you have to be willing to say it. You know, you have to be ready for, you know, is this skirt make me look fat? Yeah. And then are you ready to have the conversation afterwards? Because if you're not, you know, then maybe you shouldn't say it.
Yeah, maybe wear a belt, or let's just go get you another skirt. Don't be mad at me for saying that. You asked.
Right. Or maybe we can talk about like, what do you want to look like? What do you want to do? How do you get there? You know, what's the steps to become what your ideal image is? Maybe image isn't that big of a thing. And if it is, then why are you asking me? You know, but that's the kind of conversation that you got to have if you want to tell the truth.
Yeah. It's a lot of people they want the truth, but then they just can't handle it. You know, like,
right?
They can't handle the truth.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
So bad. What's the music scene like in Utah? Are you
music
guys?
Scene is dope.
It seems pretty open-minded.
Yeah, I would say there's only really. So it used to suck, in my opinion. It was all these kids that were like, hardcore was a big thing when I first came up to Salt Lake. And it was just people that are like, it wasn't straight edge because of like, hey, clean living, all this kind of stuff. It was because they were trying to battle their own, they were trying to like rebel against like the church, but like still be a fucking Mormon. It's like, hey man, you're just a Mormon that beats people up. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then for a second there, it became this thing where it was like, especially like around, I think it was like 2013 when like, it was right around like the big, like gender issues and like sexuality issues where that first started popping off. And there's a lot of these kids who now they're trying to rebel against the church. And they're saying, we're also going to say, like, not only like rebel against our families, but like fuck our families and fuck all these things. And so then it became like very atheistic in a way. And now I think now is a really great time because there are a lot of bands who don't give a fuck about any of that. They just want to make music. Now I think that Salt Lake is becoming this town where people just want to make music. It's just what sounds right. Where does that sound take you? How long is it? Where does it go? And there's a lot of experimenting out here about like just sound. And I think it's way better than this whole like proselytizing bullshit that I was growing up in the scene. Yeah. You know? And because it was just, I don't know, it's like if you're a Mormon that like, or if you're an ex-Mormon, but all you do is sit there and talk about the Mormon church and how bad it is. It's like, well, if you're an asshole, you're just a missionary for the Mormon church because you're an asshole. Really. You know what I mean? And so it became less of this like proselytizing stuff. And now it's more just what does a good song sound like? And I would hope that we had something to do with that, our band. But I know that it's a lot of like the producers. And I know a lot of the artists around here are just more mature, and these conversations that we would have back and forth. And if I'm not a part of it as like an influencing way, I know I'm a part of it at least in the conversations of, hey, how does music work? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool. Another band I talked to, I think they were from Utah, Spirit Machines.
Spirit Machines. I don't know them.
They did. You have to look them up. I found them on YouTube. The Spirit Machines. They did a cover. It's a mashup between Sober from Tool and Led Zeppelin Kashmir. Okay.
I'm going to hurry and type this in my phone real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
The Spirit Machines.
Yeah, if you just look up Zober, Zober, that's their song. Tool actually reposted that song. From,
Oh, no shit.
And they were like, "Holy hell!" I couldn't imagine,
Yeah.
But yeah, you'd like it. Yeah, and they're from Utah, so I kind of get the vibe that it's more, free-minded out there.
Yeah, no, it is. And actually, sorry, I found their stuff.
You're good.
I'm
Yeah,
just
you'll like them.
I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket because I was just looking. I've never heard of these guys whatsoever. So that's dope, man.
You'll like that.
It is very free spirit out here now, and it's very it's all about creativity out here now, and I'm really excited about with where the music scene is going from here, man. I sit there and I talk to all these people that are in the music scene in this area now, and everybody's just excited on music. It's not this genre thing. It's not this. It's just, hey man, will you share this? Sure. Will you listen to this? Yeah, I love it. Here, check this out. And it's so cool because it wasn't that for a long time.
Yeah, and I think technology and stuff has really helped. Spotify, you can pretty much find everything you want on Spotify. It's crazy, and now they're taking over podcasting, so we'll be on Spotify.
Yeah.
But I like that because I can go and do a deep dive, and not necessarily that's where YouTube, I get to see the visual aspect of it. I like to go, like I said, I found you guys on YouTube, but then I like to go to Spotify and not be distracted by the video of it. You know what I mean? And listen to the music, and you can hear it better. You can just,
absolutely
get in. I'll walk around, do dishes, do whatever, have my headphones on and just chill,
Yeah, it's the best.
It really
honestly,
is.
People hated Spotify, and a lot of people are pissed off with how their algorithms work and stuff. But man, if what you're about is just making music, Spotify is great, man. There's other ways to get what you want out of it. You just got to be creative, man. As long as people are creative, it's you'll be fine, I think.
Yeah, it's a slow draw. I've been doing this since last year. I made it a full year, and
Nice.
I get a little.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I get a little bummed out though. I'm like, man, I just want more people to see it. You got to get so many damn followers on YouTube. I got 45. How the hell do I get to 1,000, 10,000? How many likes? You got to do something stupid, and
Yeah. No.
Meanwhile, there's videos of people squishing shit, and whoa, hey, sorry. You know what I mean? And making have thousands of TikTok views and whatever. It's it's ridiculous.
Yeah, man. No, you just I'm a big believer in being yourself, and maybe it's because I'm a big believer in myself, but I'm a big believer in being yourself. And so, I think the slow burn is the one that lasts. So
yeah. And that's what I intend. I figure I'm gonna just keep doing it and put these out there, and hopefully somebody likes it and somebody listens, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's ways to promote it too. There's those there's sponsored stuff, and honestly that helps. I know a lot of bands out here that are really big into social media, sponsoring their posts and stuff. And if you do it right, you can get a pretty decent following out of that,
Yeah.
And it's all these, I don't know, you just got to kind of work the system.
How have you survived the pandemic? How's that changed you guys and changed you? And
honestly, the pandemic was probably the best thing to happen to my band.
Really?
Yeah, because like I said, we were pretty much broken up. We just didn't want to admit it, And then it was a couple of times where hey man, let's try it. And finally I was just like, man, fuck it. Let's really do it, or let's not.
Yeah.
But by the way, I'm only doing this if this is fun. So if this is not fun, I fucking quit, and it's been fun every day since. So.
Well, that's good. Is that something that you've made it a point to do to make it fun?
Yeah. And not just that, but in all aspects of life, my thing is, if I wouldn't pay to do it, I don't do it, because I'm probably not getting paid to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it seems really freeing,
Yeah. No, it's
put yourself out there.
it's where I wanted to be this whole time. I'm financially stable with my job. You know,
Mhm.
my bandmates are financially stable. It took us a long time to like grow up, and
Yeah.
so it's like now it's okay. We want to go record a song. Let's do it. We can pay for it. We want to do a music video. Let's do it. We can pay for it. No one's sitting there bickering and bitching about, oh, this song has to perform. No, it's this song has to be good, or else we're not gonna fucking do this. If this isn't fun, if the song is not good, I'm out. You know.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah, because it does start to feel like a job. You know.
yeah, I don't want it to be a job. Man.
Yeah, music shouldn't be a job.
I would love it
had
to
that
be a
feeling.
business,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I don't want it to
definitely.
be a job.
Yeah, yeah, because I've had those moments too, and you're like, how the hell is this not fun? Like, you know,
Yeah.
how did I get to here? How do I get back to having fun playing music?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. So I
And
mean, like
especially
even with, like
the more bands. Sorry, the more people in the band too, it makes it a lot harder.
yeah, and we got 6, and you know, there's still infighting and shit like that, you know. But like for the most part, it's hey man, is this song cool? Cool. All right, we'll worry about all the other business aspects of it later. We're on no time crunch. It doesn't fucking matter. You know, it's
Right.
like as long as that song is there and the next one and the next one, and we played a show, is the song or is the show good? Cool. If not, you know, then let's make it good. If we can't make it good and it's not fun and we're sitting here bitching about it, I'm out. You know, we don't need to play the show. There's no reason to play the show. You know, we don't have to do anything. That's what every musician wants. I really feel like is to be able to say, I don't fucking have to do this. And I'm at a point in my life where I don't. So don't try and force me, because I guarantee you'll fucking lose, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. What do you get out of playing music? Like, what inspires you to keep going?
Everything, dude. I mean, everything. You know what it is? It's like drinking water. It's like eating food. It's like breathing. I need to do it. I wish, honestly, there's a big part of me that wishes that I never ever thought of this as a possibility. Because it's torturing. It's maddening. You know, it's like have hunger, but for music, you know? Like, it's almost cost me the relationship with my wife. You know, it's cost me a relationship with friends. It's cost me a relationship with family. You know, it's, there's a lot of people that I should have been there for, like on their deathbed, that, you know, I didn't make it till it was too late and shit like that, all because of music, man. And you want to know what I get out of music? Go listen to Love Interruption by the White Stripes.
Okay.
And then just replace the word love with music. And that's what I get out of music, man.
All right.
It's like, it's like, hey man, there's this drink you can drink and it'll keep you alive forever, but you have to drink it every day or else you'll die, you know, and in the worst possible way. And it's like, it's this thing in the back of your mind. It's like, did I have it? Did I have it yet? Did I get that done? And it's just, it's maddening, man. It makes me fucking crazy.
I get it. Like I said, I'm creative too. So it's like, you know, if you don't feed that hunger, then you do go crazy, you know? And like I said, that's why I started this podcast, because I can't necessarily, you know, I'm a dad. I'm in dad life mode. So it's like,
absolutely
getting out to play in a band and do that, you know what I mean? As much as I really do want to, I've really been having an itch. Every time I talk to somebody, I'm like, I want to get back out there, you know? I'll go out to my shed and put headphones on and jam to myself, and then I'm done. And I kick the ass. I'm like, okay, well, no one gives a shit about that. I got neighbors that bitch that I'm too loud, but other than that, you know,
right.
So I get it, you know, the creativity and the need to do it. And shit, I had a thought. Now I fucking lost it.
No,
I was
you're
gonna
right,
say
brother.
something. It was there and then it just floated out. Um, shit.
No,
I think what it was now. But yeah, go ahead.
While you think of it, I'll just try and expound a little
Yeah.
more. Is like it's you asked me like what do I get out of music? Mostly like pain. I mean, mostly pain, but it's like a workout kind of thing. It's like, I'm not really seeing the results, but I kind of feel better, but mostly I can barely walk because I've been squatting or, it's like, I just ran and I know it's the right thing to do. And I know it's what's going to make me better, but like, it's not making me better. But then you think, okay, but what would I be if I didn't do this? And that's what keeps you going. You know what I mean? That's what I get out of music.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense.
And not to be so fucking melodramatic. It's just, I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah. And that's all you need. All you need is the truth.
Yeah.
Give me some truth.
Absolutely, brother.
You ever hear that? You ever hear that John Lennon song? Give me some truth.
Is it off that one, the same one that Imagine and that other one?
I believe so. Yeah. It's one I actually would love to cover, like a Nirvana grungy, I'm sick and tired of hearing things from uptight. I mean, it totally fits the time of right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's one of my big influences. I love the Beatles and John Lennon he had such a different smart ass genius personality,
Right. Yeah. No, I'm with you there, man. I'm a huge Beatles fan. Nice shirt, by the way. And
I just got this.
Yeah, that's dope. I caught it a couple of times when you were leaning.
And I was trying to.
Yeah,
I just
trying to flex.
He knows when. Oh, this thing.
Oh, this little thing. It's just a rag, man.
Yeah, Speaking of, I have to talk about the truth. You see my background?
It's a green screen.
Totally.
Yeah, I figured.
I figured you did, but I was like, I'll just be like, I'm in my studio, just chilling, Yeah, every one of these, I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying to make something better, Yeah,
man.
I'm in my bedroom just trying to do this thing and get, help you guys out, put music, out there.
Well, I'll say too that's one of the reasons why I wanted to come on this one, because as you said, I'm pretty new at this. I started doing this during the pandemic, and I was like, cool, man, I want to do it then, because
I appreciate it.
I normally, I've got like one friend that I really do these with, but and so it's kind of, I get too big headed, and so I try and let my band do it. And then once you told me what was going on and like, hey man, I'm trying to start this thing and get it going, it's like, cool. I love people that are trying to start shit. I love people that are trying to do something. To me, it's so awesome. And if there's any way that I can be a part of, the ground level, I'd be there.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's how, like I said, that's how I feel like you're part of my podcast family now. I really feel that.
Man.
And I wanted to come from a good place. I do really care about everybody I've had on.
I can tell. I listened to an episode or two, and
did you?
Yeah, and I noticed that it's like, hey man, this dude just digs music. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's all I want. Man. I want people that dig music.
And I'm just here to help. Because like I said, if I'm excited about your music, why not share it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I'm a creative guy, and this is one of those thoughts that I actually followed through with, because you know how it goes. Shit always comes and goes.
Creativity, man.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, where do you land? But for some reason, I was like, you know what? I've been in a band. I know a bunch of people in bands. The pandemic hit. It just seemed a perfect time. Like I was bored, bored in the house, bored.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Fucking TikTok, God.
Shit. Hey, give me 1 second. Let me turn this light on real quick. I just noticed how dark it is on me.
I'll take some time, guys. If you don't know, Charlatan.
Is that better?
Yeah, there you are.
All right, sorry, man.
I have a light. I have a light next to me. I'm trying not to fuck with the green screen, and so I'm trying to every now and then. Too damn pale for this.
My computer's all grainy and it's I don't
Yeah,
know. I'm
mine
in a
too.
garage just smoking. So
So I saw the one picture. Is that you upside down flying in the air? Like, is that
oh yeah, I'm hanging from
How
the
the-
rafters.
is that what it is? I was like,
Yeah.
how the hell?
Yeah, I'm hanging from the rafters. Actually, the show that we just played last Saturday, I
Mhm.
was hanging from the rafters at that show too, and my cousin got kicked out because the security
wow.
guard came to catch me because I thought I was hanging on the rafters and I was hanging on the conduit. and he went to come catch me. I was like, I wasn't hanging on the fucking conduit. He's like, dude, you were. And I was like, no, I made sure I wasn't. And it was the exact opposite. I was hanging on the rafters. Then I saw him coming, so I reached back towards the conduit. And my cousin tried to box him out. He didn't know he was the security guard or whatever. And he got thrown out. They were fighting in the middle of the show. And so I was like, all right, whatever. You know, my cousin can handle himself. That's fun. But then I saw my wife. She was trying to break it up, and she got shoved to the ground. And I was just like, fuck this. And I just threw the mic down, and I went out, grabbed my cousin, shoved him out the door, turned around, and the security guards was like, he's leaving. Fuck the fuck off, you know. And
wow.
ended up the band just played that song without me, and we just went from there.
That's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
How was it to be back? Is that your first show back?
First in over a year. December 2019 was the last time we played. And before that, it was August 23rd, 2018. So,
wow.
Yeah, man. And before that, it was August 2017. So, yeah,
Damn.
it's too good to be back. I got a really high serotonin boost, and then it just dumped. And back in 2017, I believe it was, I fell off a ladder and hit my head.
Ooh.
And so ever since then, I've my emotions are crazy. And so it's I've been in a dark hole since Saturday.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Just coming down from it, huh? Well, I saw your party TikTok. I'd be in a hole too after all that.
Yeah. Dude, that was barely even me, man. Yeah, there was
holy shit.
That barely got cleaned up today. It was.
So what? You let everybody just come back to your house?
Well, it got
and everything, or
yeah. Well, half the crowd was people I knew. You know, Salt Lake's not that big,
right? And
so I was just like, hey, fuck it. If you can look up my address, come on out. So we had half the show just show up, and I was like, there's a lot of people.
I only got a mini fridge, guys.
Yeah, I would feel bad about COVID, but they all came out to the show, so I mean, they probably would have got it anyways, right?
I was going to ask, how was the crowd? Was it different? Were they moshing separately?
It was supposed to be seated.
Oh, really?
But once we played, everybody just got out of their seats, you know.
Yeah, who the hell sits down? Yeah.
Yeah, now there's just obstacles to run into. There's a lot of spilled beer, man. A lot of spilled beer.
I believe it.
It was fun, man. It was the time of my life, really. Because it's the first time that everybody that I've ever wanted in the band, well, actually, minus my keyboard player, he wasn't there. But everybody that I wanted in the band was there. You know, my drummer from years ago, the bass player I've always wanted. He's in the band now, and my old drummer, my guitar players, everybody was there, and just
that's cool.
It was awesome, and it sounded better than I think it ever has. So it was cool.
Did you record it? Did you record it at all, or?
I didn't. I know that I saw a lot of cameras in my fucking face, so somebody has it.
You have to do a deep dive on YouTube, see what's up.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure there's probably video of your cousin fighting and all that.
I hope. I really hope that
shit
there's
people
that.
catch.
Yeah, I hope there's that. And I hope there's me storming off the stage. Why are you doing this?
That's my wife.
Yeah, no.
You get points for that?
Ish. I think she expected me to come do something.
Yeah, if you didn't, oh my God, can you imagine?
I know. I was the only one that saw it. So
Oh, really?
out of the band, yeah, they're like, dude, where'd you go? And I was like, yeah, they shoved my wife. I'm about to go kill somebody, whether it's my cousin or the security guards. I was going to go kill someone. Once they just fucked off, I was fine. I got back on stage.
That's funny. Do you have any crazy road stories? Anything crazy?
Nothing crazy.
No? Best or worst?
I got the happiest moment of my life on the road. It's probably not what you think.
Does your wife know?
So we went down. It was our first and really only like big tour. It was when we signed on with the label. And we were out on the road, and one of the shows was at the Roxy. And I had just bought this van for the tour. Everybody smokes weed but me, you know. And I had been kind of taking it sober to where it's like I'm just having a couple drinks before the show, sweat it out during the show, wait like 3 hours, then I'll drive, you know. And then so I was the only one driving. And in the first like 10 days, I think I got like, I don't know, like 14 hours of sleep, you know?
Oof. Yeah.
So I would drive, hit a rest, stop, sleep for 2 hours, then drive. And we hit the Roxy and we got all loaded up, and I was just like, hey man, we're in California. I'm out of cigarettes. If I do find some, they're going to be like $11 a pack. I'm just going to sleep for a second, you know, then try and find a cigarette stand. So I fall asleep, and I'm sitting there thinking, where do I go to get cigarettes? I think there's a place if you go down Sunset. So I just like fall asleep. All of a sudden I hear this like, and I just think I'm dreaming, you know. I like look up and I see, and there's my dad and his best friend and my brother-in-law. And I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? They're like, hey, I got something for you. And they hand me a pack of cigarettes. I was like, oh, thanks for coming. Thank you so much. You know, and they got like this bummed look on their faces. And we're just sitting there talking for like 2 minutes. Right. And then we get out, and I'm standing there bullshitting with him in the parking lot. And I look at my buddy Tyler. I go, hey man, look who showed up. And he like looks at him, and he stops, and he drops what was in his hand, and he starts crying. And I'm like, what? And I like look at him, and I go, oh fuck, this isn't a dream. My dad, his best friend, and my brother-in-law, who's my best friend, is here right now. They drove all the way from Salt Lake to surprise me at the Roxy.
Oh, wow.
And so I literally have a picture of the happiest moment of my life.
Oh, that's cool.
It was fucking awesome, man. And I told that story on stage, and I got like shit-faced off that story. People just kept buying me and my dad drinks when we were in the audience.
That's cool. So is your family accepting, I guess, of your band and your choices?
Yeah, I would say so. My parents love that I do music. They don't love every song. Like my mom, she kind of likes the newer stuff, not really. My
She's
dad,
not a big cunt destroyer fan.
yeah, she wasn't really.
Not so much.
And my dad just likes anything heavy, anything that just
really?
like, yeah, same thing as like, he just likes to be pissed off and listen to music. So like our softer stuff and our more experimental stuff, you know, he doesn't really get, but he appreciates it.
Yeah.
There was 2 moments where I realized my dad was accepting of what I did, you know. I mean, because he was always supportive, but like when he accepted it, right, is I was 20 and I had just quit my job, like 1 out of like 10 that I just like said, fuck it, I quit, you know.
Yeah.
And I called him and I was like, hey dad, just so you know, like I'm going to be late on my insurance payment. I just quit my job. And he goes, you know what, man, I realized a long time ago that you are just going to do whatever you're going to do. I'm like, all right. I think that means he gets it, you know?
Yeah.
And then there was another time where we were trying to like get on some labels and stuff like that. And he's like, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? I've seen other bands do this and they're doing really good. And I said, man, I don't want to do that pussy bullshit. I don't want to sell out. I don't want to do this. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's a big reader like I am, you know? And we're sitting there and we got in like one of the biggest like adult yelling matches that we had. And he said, fuck it, I'm going to the store. And the reason why I bring up reading is because he comes back about an hour and a half later and he goes, you know what? I get it. He goes, you're Howard Rourke from the Fountainhead. And I was like, man, that's all I ever wanted from you. That's all I ever wanted you to understand is that's all I've ever tried to be. And, you know, it was like, that's when he got it. It was fucking awesome. Yeah.
It's definitely helpful to have, you know.
Absolutely, man.
Definitely. So hey, my laptop is going to die.
All right, man.
So,
this was fun.
I don't mean to cut you off. I really don't. I could see
not at all.
You know, couple more questions.
Okay,
quick ones.
Let's do it.
If you could jam with 3 dead rock stars, who would they be?
Dead?
Yeah, I thought I could make them alive or dead. But
all right,
shit, let's go for dead.
Okay,
let's a lot of good ones.
Let's go. Zappa, Bonham, and Mercury.
Yeah, given your music, I could see that. You know what I mean? Like they would kind of have your same sound.
And then I'll throw in a fourth. It's my bass player from when I was in high school.
Oh,
yeah, Rory Bumgardner. I love that guy. Miss him.
Well, he may be up there now, you know, jamming with those guys. Who knows? You know? Yeah. He's like, dude, I'm up here with him now.
If anybody could, it would be him. He was awesome.
Playing the bass.
He'd just be selling them weed.
Man. Yeah, here's hoping there's an afterlife where we get to see all these people. Like, dude, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So last question. Any advice for someone who wants to be in a band?
Yeah. Read, find out who you are, and just only worry about being you. Tell your story. Don't worry about mine. Don't worry about who needs to hear it. Don't worry about anything like that. Do you, and you will be okay.
Good advice. Yeah, and that's a tough part because there's so many copycats now.
Yeah.
You know?
And out of ease and out of want, you know, like I want to be as special as these people. It's like, hey man, you are special. I mean, none of us are really special, but you're special. Just show what your side of the story is, man. This is one big story. What is your page? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's great words. Can you tell everybody where they can find you guys?
Yeah, so you know, especially Spotify, and then on all social medias, it's We Are Charlatan, except for Facebook. That one's just Charlatan, and that's CHARLATAN. And then we have a website that Heath made. Let me just look at this real quick. Sorry, it's
no, you're good.
charlatan.campsite.bio. Just go there, or you can follow or find the website through any of our social media accounts. And those are now pretty much run by me. So it's a lot more goofy than it is serious if you guys want to have some fun.
Yeah, and that's what music should be all about. You know, having some fun, not to be so damn serious.
Yeah, I try and wrap the serious into a bunch of dick jokes. So
my kind of guy.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on, hanging out with me.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, and like I said,
I'd love to come back.
Yeah, keep me updated. That's one of the things I really want to do. The idea I really had before the pandemic was to go to band practices and get the behind the scenes that way. Of course, now I think I'm like, shit, well, I'd have to go to Utah, you know, and I've never flown. So
Right.
road
same.
trip.
Yeah.
In a road trip. So
Yeah.
but
That'd
yeah,
be great.
if you guys ever tour and you're coming over to the East Coast, let me know. Let's hook up.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
Pennsylvania.
buddy. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. When I'm there, I'll see you.
2 hours, not 3.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
Mountain time fucks me up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Absolutely.
All right, buddy. Well, I appreciate it, and I'll send you the links when all of it's good.
All right. Cool. Thanks, man. One love.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Have a good one.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care.
Hanging with Nate the drummer.
All right, everybody. That was Gray. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, what a great guy. You guys got to check out Charlatan. If you love metal, if you guys are going to love it. Okay. It's something different, something you've never heard. And that takes a lot. It takes a lot to do something different nowadays. So I hope you guys enjoy it and check it out and rock on and stay tuned for the next episode. Alrighty, guys, have a good one. Check us out on anchor.fm/N8 the drummer and on Spotify. Alrighty, have a good one.
Hanging with Nate the drummer.
Hanging with Nate the drummer.